You ever noticed how society tends to judge single mothers much more harshly than the men who fathered their children? This double standard has deep roots, stretching back decades, and even though times have changed, the stigma still lingers. Today we're diving into why this happens, how it affects real people, and what we can do to challenge these outdated beliefs. Let's start by understanding where these attitudes come from and why they persist, even as our world becomes more open and accepting. Back in the 1940s, the shame attached to single motherhood was even more severe. Women who left their husbands, even for good reasons, faced intense social ostracism. For example, one woman's mother left her first husband and endured harsh judgment from her community. While things aren't quite as bad today, the echoes of that era still shape how single mothers are viewed. These historical attitudes have left a lasting mark, making it difficult for single mothers to escape unfair criticism. Let's talk about what it means to be a real man. A real man would never strike a woman or a child, nor would he allow them to go hungry. Yet when families break apart, society often overlooks the actions of the fathers and focuses blame on the mothers. This misplaced blame ignores the responsibility that should be shared and perpetuates harmful stereotypes about both men and women. There's a persistent idea that if a woman becomes a single mother, she must have done something wrong. This is simply not true. No one deserves to be abused or stigmatized regardless of their circumstances. Yet society often looks for reasons to blame women, rather than offering support or understanding. This mindset creates unnecessary pain and isolation for single mothers who are already facing tough situations. Despite the challenges, there are stories of hope and resilience. One woman's mother, after leaving an unhappy marriage, found love again with a man who truly cared for her and her children. This second marriage brought stability and happiness, proving that single mothers can rebuild their lives and find supportive partners. These stories remind us that everyone deserves a second chance and that love can heal old wounds. Some neighborhoods, places where many single mothers live, are given cruel nicknames like Prostitute Alley. These labels are not only unfair but also deeply hurtful. Many single mothers end up in such places simply because the rent is affordable, not because of any moral failing. The reality is that these women are doing their best to provide for their families, often under very difficult circumstances. Single mothers often find themselves in desperate situations, especially when the fathers of their children are absent or unkind. Some fathers are sneaky or mean, leaving mothers to shoulder all the responsibility. These women may struggle to make ends meet, sometimes relying on food banks or community support just to get by. Their strength and perseverance in the face of adversity is truly remarkable. Volunteering at a food bank offers a first-hand look at the challenges single mothers face. The stories you hear are often heartbreaking, mothers doing everything they can to feed their children, sometimes going without themselves. These experiences highlight the importance of community support and the need for greater empathy and understanding towards single mothers. Why does society judge single mothers more harshly than single fathers? The answer lies in deep-seated stereotypes and cultural expectations. Women are often expected to uphold certain standards, and when they don't fit the mold, they're criticized. Meanwhile, men who leave their families or fail to support them often escape scrutiny, reinforcing a harmful double standard. Interestingly, single fathers are often praised for their efforts, even when they face similar challenges as single mothers. Society tends to view single fathers as heroic or admirable, while single mothers are judged or pitied. This difference in perception highlights the gender bias that still exists in our culture, and it's something we need to address if we want true equality. At the end of the day, people will always have opinions, and sometimes those opinions are based on ignorance or prejudice. Some folks just can't help but judge others, even when they don't know the full story. This tendency to meddle and criticize is a part of human nature, but it doesn't mean we have to accept it as normal or right. Gossip and rumors can be incredibly damaging, especially for single mothers. When people see a single mom, they often jump to conclusions about her character or choices. These snap judgments are rarely based on facts and can lead to further isolation and shame. Breaking this cycle requires us to challenge our own assumptions and treat everyone with respect. Behind every single mother is a unique story. Some have escaped abusive relationships, others have been left by partners who couldn't commit, and some have chosen single parenthood to provide a better life for their children. These stories are often hidden from view, overshadowed by negative stereotypes and assumptions. Many single mothers have left violent or abusive partners to protect themselves and their children. This takes immense courage and strength, yet instead of being supported, these women are often blamed for their situation. It's important to recognize the bravery it takes to leave an unsafe environment and start over. Sometimes, single mothers find themselves alone because their partners were unfaithful. Whether it's a husband cheating with someone else or simply abandoning the family, the mother is left to pick up the pieces. Despite this, society often blames her for the breakup, ignoring the actions of the father. There are also cases where a woman chooses to become a single mother because her partner couldn't provide a stable environment. Rather than stay in a toxic or unstable relationship, she makes the difficult decision to raise her children alone. This choice is often misunderstood, but it's made out of love and a desire for a better future. Despite their best efforts, single mothers are sometimes labeled with cruel names or stereotypes. These labels are not only unfair but also deeply damaging. They ignore the real struggles and sacrifices these women make every day for their children. It's time to move beyond these hurtful words and see single mothers for who they truly are: strong, resilient, and loving. Single fathers, on the other hand, are often celebrated for doing the same things single mothers do every day. This double standard is rooted in outdated ideas about gender roles and parenting. By recognizing and challenging these biases, we can create a more fair and supportive society for all parents. Break the cycle of judgment and stigma, we need to start by questioning our own beliefs and attitudes. Supporting single mothers means offering empathy, understanding, and practical help, rather than criticism. By standing together, we can help create a world where all parents are valued and respected, regardless of their circumstances. Empathy is the key to changing how we view single mothers. When we take the time to listen to their stories and understand their struggles, we can replace judgment with compassion. Every parent deserves respect and support, and it's up to all of us to make that a reality in our communities. In conclusion, the double standard faced by single mothers is both unfair and outdated. By challenging stereotypes, supporting one another, and fostering empathy, we can move toward a more equal and compassionate society. Let's remember that every family is unique and every parent deserves dignity and respect. Together, we can make a difference.